So, again, welcome to another video. Have I uploaded every day this week? Weird, I know. So, we did Denmark predictions a few days ago. We're now kind of closer to the international games kind of starting. So, doing England predictions. England, obviously, my primary national team. That's what I'm doing. Right before the international break starts. So we do have an So I say interesting. We have San Marino, Albania, and Poland. So it's not like we see stronger in international breaks. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. But so one of the main things I want to go over is a squad, because the Denmark squad, it's like there wasn't really much to complain about. It was just kind of a normal kind of squad. But the thing about England is it is a more interesting squad. And before we say this, so I remember last international break I saw loads of people saying Southgate out, but I think Southgate's good because the thing is, I think this is the best England have done in a while, and this is one of the most exciting campaigns we've seen from England in a while, and results. So, and the thing is, when you have a country like England, so much exciting talent, you need to see how these players play for England before the Euros. I know playing as a team before the Euros is important as well, but at the same time, there's friendlies for that. There's friendlies before that. So I think Southgate is good at bringing a bunch of different young players in. Are there still some questionable, players he brings? Yes, of course there are. But I just think people are a bit too harsh. I think it's all part of a master plan, as John Barnes says. So, or I could just eat my words in June and we just go to Czech Republic. Who knows? And then again, probably the most important thing, which I should mention, but the important thing will bring all these players, he needs to bring players like Grealish, Trent to the Euros, which I think he will. I just think when you look at a team like England, when you play, not England, just any national team, you have a few games every few months. So in the moment, it may seem like maybe not, but then the thing is, because you're not going to keep your form those few months, you just have to break it up and take it break by break. So the thing, and I think he's been doing an alright thing. So that's just the basic overview of how I feel about the squad general, but now we're going to look at this actual squad. So Pickford's injured. It's never good when anyone gets injured, even if they're a T-Rex armed cheat like Pickford. But the thing is, that means Nick Pope or maybe Henderson. Probably Nick Pope. Henderson's been good recently. I think Nick Pope's a better keeper now. Obviously, Henderson has better potential, but I think Henderson's been in better form. And when they're playing teams like San Marino and Albania, they're going to rotate, of course. So, but either way, it's going to be good to see Nick Pope starting, because there's no reason Pickford should be starting over Nick Pope and Dean Henderson. They got Sam Johnstone too, so that could be something interesting. So, I mean, I'm not going to look at every player, but it's good to see Saka in. Saka's been brilliant recently. But another player, another Arsenal player who maybe could have, Emile Smith-Rowe, could we be seeing him play? I think he's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal. Is he one of those players like Henderson that are really good team player, might not necessarily stand out in a national squad? I don't know. Reece James, good to see him. Sure will. Luke Shaw, as much as he's a United player, I mean, it's good to see these different players being brought in when they're in good form. Why is Trippier still being called up in 2021? I don't know. Why is Eric Dier still a professional footballer? I don't know. Tyrone Mings has been good. Kyle Walker, all solid players. And then midfielders, it's good to see Jesse Lingard back. It's good to see Jude Bellingham, Calvin Phillips, James Ward-Prowse. I said some rotations. Is it good to see Jude Bellingham? Is he one of those players you bring up every now and then? Is he a regular player? Same with Calvin Phillips. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's just because I think in the way I'm saying it's like these are questions maybe that could be answered this international break. Mason Mount's been brilliant. Good to see him. He's been really good. Ollie Watkins, bit of an interesting one. No Sancho, is he injured? Okay, yeah, so he's currently injured. So, but he's been good as well. Another option for the Euros. I don't think it's a long-term one, because they said he could potentially be fit for the first leg of the City game. Maybe not. So yeah, overall, Trent wasn't brought in. Another thing is, I get why he wants to rotate the squad, but I don't know. I didn't really like Southgate's statement saying he hasn't been good at the minute. I know he has gotten a lot of criticism, but I think he's still the best right back in the country. I think you perform for your team different than your club and your country. I just think it was really harsh, because you look at Trent still putting in numbers. I saw something like he was the only player in the Premier League that gets 100 touches on the ball per game. So at the minute, so I just think it was a bit harsh. It hasn't dropped as drastically as it is. Maybe Southgate, it's just another kind of rotation, part of the master plan. He's going to do it anyway. But if he just said that, people would be, oh sure. So he just said something that would be more of a definitive answer. I don't know. So that was a bit questionable. But overall, I think it's an okay squad. Also at the same time, let's remember we're playing San Marino in Albania. Like, this squad can very much do the job. Questions will be asked if we don't. But I think we'll be alright, and I think it's good to get those last few rotations in when we can before it's time for the Euros. So I do trust Southgate now, but if he does anything funny for the Euros, like I don't know, we'll see then. So now into the actual predictions. We're actually going to start the part the video you clicked on for. So we have so San Marino, I went with the 4-0. I think San Marino, they have had a few good glimpses the past international breaks, but at the same time, do we really need to explain? I think they'll still be able to get the job done. A first game of international break can always be tricky, so I think 4-0 should be a good score. So then we got Albania. I think we're away for that one. I said 2-0. Albania is still a solid team, but at the time, reasonably solid. But of course, nowhere near the level of England. And I think that they either get a result by a narrow thing or they really fall off. So I don't think they're going to be able to do anything against England. I think we should see this one up reasonably comfortably 2-0. So in Poland, I went with 1-0. I think with a country like Poland, I'm not saying like they're the best football nation in the world. That's Denmark. But I think once you have teams like San Marino and Albania, Poland is going to be a little harder. I think England do know how to get a result, just don't do it in the way people always expect, not like as easily necessarily. I think they'll still be able to get that one goal to get a result. And because Poland have been alright recently, they've been decent, have some good players. Lewandowski could just go off on a madness and we lose 4-0, who knows, but wouldn't put it past him. And they do have some solid players. They have that midfielder from Napoli, I don't know his name, Milik as well. They are a solid team, but I think we should still be able to get a result. And also, after playing San Marino and Albania, it could be hard once you play a team like Poland, because I mean, it is kind of that first test, and you do want to know, do you rotate, do you have the strong players, how do you plan those 2 games leading up to the Poland one? I don't know. So those are my predictions. I think it should start off alright before World Cup qualifying, and I think the squad is alright. I did talk about it a bit, just with my mates, but yeah, I think it. I mean, Lingard's been a form. People have been criticizing him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's been not as good as at the beginning of the season, but he's still been decent. So yeah, and I think there's all these players that may not necessarily have a spot in the Euros, so Southgate wants to see if they can pull something off now that might put him into the consideration. Because then again, you have players like Trent who are definitely going to be in the Euros, unless like they're injured. No Grealish, he's injured, so yeah. James Maddison, is he injured? He must be. Why is the U.S. president coming up? I don't want him. I want the Leicester midfielder. How many Premier Leagues does the U.S. president have? I don't even think James Maddison. What, he would have been like 19. No, he was at Norwich. He joined Leicester 2 years ago. I don't think he's injured right now. Yeah, so he's been in good form. I don't know, or he just is injured and I look like an idiot right now. But yeah, so those are my predictions. Again, I know I've said this like 4 times, but I think the squad's alright. I think give Southgate some time, give him some time, see what he can do. But at the same time, don't pull anything funny for the Euros. Let's bring football home. Okay, cheers for watching.